Welcome back to the channel. My name is Wong. Today we're going to be going off-roading in the brand new 2022 Suzuki Jimny. This is the third generation of this car and it's highly anticipated, and this car actually has a 1-year long waiting list. So let's see whether or not it lives up to the hype. Let's go guys, it's going to be awesome. Setting off in a 4x4 track in this little Suzuki Jimny truly surprises me every single time, because despite it being so small in stature, it is still so capable, and the potential in this car, even out of the gates, is so high that, you just have to drive one to experience it. It's so much fun to navigate through these tracks in this little car, because despite it making only 75 kilowatts of power and 130 newton meters of torque, it's not about the downright speed, but it's the ability to just get through everything that you throw it at. The trick Suzuki all-grip four-wheel drive system in this car, whether it's muddy, wet, a steep incline, it just pushes its way through. There's a lot of potholes filled with puddles as we're going through right now, and miraculously this car just continues to surprise me. There were some big 4x4s out here. We had Land Cruisers, Nissan Patrols, and you know what? This Jimny stood the test and it went side by side with all of these cars out here on the track. It wasn't born on the road, it was born out here in the wilderness, and just 5 minutes driving it through here, you really taste all that magic that Suzuki has poured into this car. It's a car that has its compromises though, because it's definitely not the most comfortable, but because of that, it's got a rigid solid axle and it makes the four-wheel drive system work so effectively. The Suzuki Jimny has a 37-degree angle of approach, a 28-degree breakover, and a 49-degree departure. With those stats alone, combined with the short front and rear overhang, it just works, despite only having 210 millimeters of clearance. So far we've encountered a lot of obstacles, but nothing quite like this. Have a look, it's really quite steep, and there's a narrow line of where this car would actually make it through because of the tight clearance on the stock Jimny. But I think we can do it. We're going to try and hug this right line. Hopefully the car doesn't tip.
Okay, right.
Right?
Yeah, straight. Yeah, you good, keep for it, keep going up, keep going up, go for it. Sure. That's fine, yeah, go.
made it. This thing is a beast. Holy crap. Out here on the road, the Suzuki Jimny still feels like a fairly capable commuter. It is kind of bumpy and the steering wheel never feels like it's pointing straight because it keeps turning into the bushes. And that just asserts the fact that I think it's born for the off-road. And in the cabin, you're gonna hear a whole lot of engine noises. We're currently cruising at 60 kilometers per hour, but that's well below the speed limit here. So if we just step on it a little, there's a whole lot of engine noise, and if you're trying to keep up with the traffic at 100 kilometers per hour, this car is gonna kind of struggle. Now, we're at the speed limit. As you can hear, there's a lot of tire noise. We're sitting at about 3,000 RPM. And whenever you find an uphill stretch, you're just gonna hear that. But if you can live with these little nuances that the Suzuki Jimny comes with, it's a very fun and enjoyable car to drive, even on the road, because it doesn't have that much power, and when you step on it, it just invites you to take this car up into the next gear. I mean, this is an automatic, but it's quite engaging and fun to drive. It's a very raw and visceral driving experience that feels so unrefined and undiluted, which is what I like about old school drivers' cars. And this has that similar feel about it that I really enjoy. You have to be really careful in this car as well, because if you're going too fast and hot into a corner and you take a tight turn, it will definitely throw you on its side. You're always a flat foot in this Jimny, and this really reminds me of a Miata or an MX-5, because when you're in one of those cars, it's all about momentum and keeping up to pace with the car and the speed that you're traveling at. This Suzuki Jimny is no different. You can option this car with either a 4-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual. The car that we've been given here today is a 4-speed automatic, and being that it is, it's a lot more easy to drive, and you can just focus on the driving experience of this car on-road and off-road. You don't have to think about engaging the clutch, taking it on and off, which can be quite a tedious task when you're off-road. This car has the added bonus of having hill assist, so even if you're on the steepest of tracks, the car will hold its own on the hill perfectly fine. However, if it were me, I would definitely choose the manual option. It has an extra gear, it's 3 seconds faster from 0 to 100 at 12 seconds. The auto does it in 15 seconds. It's definitely not a fast car. From an aesthetic standpoint, the third generation of the Suzuki Jimny, I think, looks really nice. It has elements of a G-Wagon compressed into a little package, and it looks like a tough little army car. Whether you're driving the Suzuki off-road or on-road, the new interior in this car is just a welcome invitation into this cabin because it's so much more luxurious. You've got a 7-inch display with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You've got a lovely leather-wrapped steering wheel in the fingertips, and it's such a premium feel. Apart from that, you've got some really nice switchgear to control the air conditioning system as well as the gear levers. It's really got that retro feel and vibe about this car, whether you're looking at it from the inside and the outside. However, in the grand scheme of things, this interior is very Spartan and basic, and there's a lot of cheap plastics throughout the entire cabin. The door card here is hollow plastic. The whole entire dash is pretty poor quality as well. But when you're buying a Suzuki Jimny, it's not about the luxury or the comfortability that this car offers. It's about the off-road capabilities, and that's where this car truly shines. But out here, using it as a commuter, a daily driver, it's not that bad to live with. I mean, you've got the creature comforts that you would want in this car. It's got all the safety features that you would need, lane keep assist, it's got front end collision cameras, it's got cruise control, you name it. It's got a bucket load of technology. I think the only drawback from all of that is the 3-star ANCAP rating. And that's purely because this car is so small. That's just something that you're gonna have to live with. On the inside, however, you've got a nice cloth wrapped foam seat, which is a little bit cheap feeling, but it's kind of comfortable when you're bumping through the woods. In the passenger side, you've got a handlebar as well as the Jesus bar up there with a lot of compartments and pockets to store your belongings. Now, in the back seat of this car, it is admittedly a 4-passenger seater car. There isn't that much space, and if you've got tall passengers in the back, they're probably not going to enjoy sitting in this car for long hours because it's definitely not the most spacious. But if you have little kids or children in the back, I think that's just fine. This is a car that's completely different from what I'm used to. It is a 4x4, and we're driving it out here on some of my favorite roads, and having the ability to drive some seriously insane cars out here, like the Mainz R34 GTR, the FD-RX-7, and something that's similar about all of these cars, even in the Suzuki Jimny, is the fact that it feels like a driver's car. It's raw, it's visceral, it requires a whole lot from the driver itself. All the inputs make you work for it. And when you're driving at speed, you really have to be on top of this car because it doesn't stop that well. It's a little bit top heavy. The car only weighs just shy of 1,100 kilos. The charm of that old school Jimny, even in this 3rd generation, is still so present. I think the Suzuki Jimny is a little bit dirty. We definitely had some fun on road and off road, but it really is an awesome pocket little 4x4 that is just so capable, and it's definitely up there with contenders for potential daily drivers. I want to say a huge thank you to Matt from Suzuki Ferntree Gully for allowing me to have this car for the entire week. Best believe I'm going to make the most of this little beast. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. In the comments below, tell me what you like about the Suzuki Jimny, as well as consider subscribing to the channel for more epic car reviews and some more automotive related content here on YouTube. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.